Hey, August.
James, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I want to thank you, first of all, for actually sitting down and taking time out your day to actually have this interview. So, actually, thank you very,
No,
very
thank
much.
you. I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. I just, like I said, with Sam TV, we're the voice for the people, so we just want everybody to know exactly how you feel about, you know, the videos and everything that you put out there. We just want to get clarification for everything and have everybody know exactly what's going on with everything too, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right. Now, with your videos, everybody's seen your videos. They've gone viral. So what made you post these videos? Like, why did you make these videos?
Okay, so you guys have to understand something. When this story just came out, when it just came out in September, I followed it the whole time. I basically never stopped checking in on what was actually going on with her. And as time went by, because you have to understand, out of all the people on YouTube, you know, like the people that are still looking at shadows in the hallways and they're still stuck in the kitchen, you know, wasting their time. Mm-hmm. When Chosen King was actually the only person. He's the only person on YouTube that actually has the truth. He started a movement called the Justice League, and actually a guy that he brought into the Justice League, his name is Rob. He's actually from Chicago and knows a lot about this and knows a lot of people who are in this situation. So it's, you know, a lot of the information that they've gathered, this is personal and it's real. So that's why I started making the videos. When I started to figure out, because I wanted to talk about this before, but I didn't know what to say because nothing made sense. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about almost 400 videos that you would have to watch to understand this. This is very, very confusing. So that's why I spoke out about it. When everything came together, there's too much evidence that the Justice League that they've gathered, they've made phone calls, they've called police departments, they've called the crematories, they've called people, you know, and I've called them too. They've gathered a lot of evidence, autopsy records, all types of stuff that just nothing adds up with what that lady is saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so are these theories that you make these videos up your theories, or are they from the Chosen King? From Chosen King.
Say that. I'm sorry. Repeat that one more time.
I said the theories that you have, like the videos that you made, are they your theories or are they Chosen King's theories?
Okay, so this is what I did. Basically, okay, my definition of a theory is something that you can't prove. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why it's really important for people to watch, because if you can prove something and it's true, and then the next person repeats it and it's true, that wouldn't be a theory. Do you understand? Because there's proof and there's receipts. There's proof and there's receipts. So for me, a theory is something that you cannot prove. Everything that he's saying, you can prove it. If he calls the police department and they tell you that Kenneka Jenkins has been cremated, do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Then that's what that means, right? So if I say, wait a minute, Kenneka Jenkins was cremated, what is she doing in the casket? That's not a theory. That's not a theory.
So where did he get his information from?
Okay, so this is what you can do. You have to understand, with the internet, it's really, really easy. You know, like if you type in someone's name, you can figure out almost, you know, their address, their number, if someone actually exists, right? You can type their name and figure them who are they. If you type in Teresa Martin, you know nothing comes up, right? You know that, right?
No, I've never typed in her name to see that nothing came up.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Everything it's more simpler than it seems. These are facts. You know what I'm saying? That's not her daughter. That's not her daughter. These are facts. And it's not a theory.
How do you have facts that it's not her daughter? Like, you know personally that it's not her daughter?
Have you seen one picture of that lady pregnant?
Me personally, no.
Okay. And you know we've been asking her for that, right? You know she's responded to us, right? You also know that the reason why she can't sue us is because we're telling the truth. she can't even sue us because we're telling the truth. So what I'm saying is I think you should sit down and watch a few of the videos, but these are not theories. These are just simply facts. You know, simply facts. Lenora is not her sister. Kenneka Jenkins is not her name. If you type in someone's name, their information will come up. They don't exist.
So you're saying that all these names that they're using in all of this is just something that's made up altogether?
Everything's made up. Everything from the story, the hotel story is literally fake. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to remember, everyone's tied in together. The news is lying. The news is lying because they released a story. They even had to admit, they had to say, this is a reenactment of what they believe happened that night. That's not that girl in the hallway. That's not her. And we have proof of that, too. We have proof of that, too, that that's not that girl. We have proof that Kenneka was actually there on the 6th. We have proof of all this stuff, but it just takes time. You have to sit down. But we have it. Why do you think about this? Think about this. You cannot touch your body in a crime scene. What kind of mom? She hasn't even mentioned that. You know she hasn't mentioned that, right? The fact that a dead body is in 3 positions. A dead body is in 3 different positions. She never mentioned that. Teresa came out and said that nobody did anything to her daughter. She said that on video. Everyone that donated money to her did it because they thought something happened to Kenneka. None of this, it just doesn't make sense. So you just have to look at everything for what it is in your face. The girl in the mirror standing next to Monifa, that's not Kenneka. It's just not. That girl has already been dead, man. And those kids, I'm going to tell you what they did. They basically tried to make it fall on the kids, meaning if something goes wrong or if we mess up, one of the kids in that room are going to take the fall.
So are you saying that the kids were there too, like to stage it, or are the kids and all of the pictures real and it happened a night prior to it?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This is what they did. See, Irene had a party on the 6th. Kenneka was there on the 6th, and Kenneka left. Kenneka did not die at the Crown Plaza. She didn't die at the Crown Plaza. The girl that died that night is Antonia Evans, not Kenneka. Remember, I told you guys, there's 3 girls. There's 3 girls. They only killed Antonia. They only killed her to use her body. That's the only reason why they killed her. They got a few things out of her body, too. But
so you're saying they killed Antonia?
They killed Antonia and they killed Kenneka. They killed both of them.
Okay.
They killed both of them. And Antonia and Teresa, they all know each other. Everybody knows each other. If you sit down on Facebook and just keep digging, everybody knows each other. Even the mom that came out, did you see the video where the lady came out and she said, that's my daughter in the casket? She said out of her own mouth, I used to live down the street from where Teresa is living right now. She said that. They went to the same church. And Rob, like I said, he's on the Justice League, and he's down there. So he knows.
So nobody really, they only speak of Kenneka. Nobody speaks of Antonia Evans.
So, yeah. So basically, look.
Since you have the information, who is she?
Okay, Antonia Evans is 48 years old. She is the daughter of Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara reached out to Chosen and was like, look, man, that's my daughter in there. Because you have to remember, they took everything out of Kenneka's body. Everything, from the brain, everything down to the bones, and cremated her. And then so now we need a body to put in the casket. That's not Kenneka. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? And if you really, really pay attention, think about it. How is there a girl walking in a hallway when you're literally adding people into the video footage? The news is wicked, man. The news is wicked. And the mom never comes out. She hasn't said anything about this, and she's not.
Miss Barbara hasn't? Is that who you're talking about, Miss Barbara?
I'm talking about Teresa. Miss Barbara came out and told us that that was her daughter. But the reason why she did it is because she wants more money. She wants more money. She just wants more money. And it's really hard, like I said, for people that have not watched a lot of these videos, it's going to be hard. Now, this is what I do. When I watch Chosen's videos and he comes up with receipts, I always check for myself. Always. I came out of my pocket to get information, to make sure that what he's saying is accurate, and it is accurate.
What do you mean you came out of your pocket? Like you paid?
I've had to pay for that. I've actually paid. I paid for the 36-hour footage. I'm sorry, I think it's 72-hour footage. I paid for that footage when they put it out. They sold people that footage. They made a lot of money off of this. You know what I'm saying? They made a lot of money off of this. But if you just take a look, this doesn't make any sense. And this is so crazy to the point to where it's really obvious that her mother has something to do with this. It's just so obvious.
So why, other than Miss Barbara talking to y'all, why hasn't she gone to the news and talked about that being her daughter?
Yeah, Miss Barbara actually has a lawyer that she's working with that Chosen helped to get her. She has a lawyer right now. One of the guys from the Justice League actually moved Miss Barbara into his house for a few days. You know what I'm saying? She was living with him. She was living with him because she came to him and told him that she was scared.
Wow. That's just like this is a whole lot to, take in at one time. So with Ms. Barbara moving in with the people from there, you said they're the Justice League. Are those the people that are the bad people there? Or those
the Justice League, okay, no, the Justice League, that's Chosen.
Okay.
The Justice League the Justice League is Chosen, Rob, and Marco. Rob is the one that lives in Chicago. And Rob, see, what's happening is they didn't expect the story to get so big, and those kids in that room started opening their mouths. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Rob is an OG in Chicago. That BD, when you hear those kids in that room, the BD, that's Rob. That's Rob. That's Rob's shit.
Okay.
You understand? So we have inside information. But what happened was when Chosen kept making those videos, and once we figured out that she died on the 6th, those kids started talking, you know?
And when the kids were talking, they were letting everybody know exactly what happened. So
not everybody. They reached out to us so we could put out the information, but no, those kids are scared. Those kids that were in that room that night, they're scared because they know they were a part of a cover-up of a death. You can't do that. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So everybody would be in trouble. Like literally, if everybody who was involved in this went to jail, it'll be like 40 people. You know what I'm saying?
So the kids that were in there, do you think that they were paid to?
I know they were.
You know they were paid.
They were definitely paid. Definitely. Basically, and this is crazy, the girl with the red hair with the glasses on that they're saying is Irene, you know that wasn't Irene, right?
So who is it if it's not Irene?
Jalen Ford.
So basically everybody that's there, that they're saying is somebody else, isn't really who their real name, isn't really them.
Actually, the only person that was not at the reenactment night was Irene. Everybody else was there. And we know the difference between the actual night and the fake night. We know the difference. Do you know that Chosen talked to Irene, literally talked to Irene, and when he kept saying, so on the reenactment night, this and that, on the reenactment night, you know that girl never said, what reenactment? She never said that. And then when we asked her, why did Teresa have a ticket for the 6th in the car, she said, it's some fishy shit going on. This came out of Irene's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Out of her mouth. So that's what I'm telling you. Because of Chosen digging up all this information, he forced those kids to talk. Teresa tried to pin this on these kids. Basically what she said is if something goes wrong, one of them kids are going to go to jail. But really, you know those kids didn't put this together. These are full-grown people that put this shit together.
And
in
the full-grown
Chicago.
people that you're saying put this together was Teresa Martin and who else?
Teresa Martin. We got Andrew Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
We got Lenora. Okay, we got Jedediah. All the people. So basically, this is what happened. Andrew Holmes is he calls himself an activist. You know, every time someone dies, he's standing there like he really cares. But he's the one that's covering up the deaths. He's doing that, and that's how you know when something is staged. The death is real. The story is fake. I'm gonna say it again. The deaths are real. The stories
there are people
fake.
dying.
A lot of people are dying, but the story, what they're doing is when they kill the person, they make up a fake story to come up with an excuse as if why they are dead and strip them down and get everything out. That's what they're doing in Chicago.
So they kill these people off, you're saying that they're getting their organs, correct?
Everything. Everything.
And they're making money, obviously, off of these dead people. They're paying people off to make these stories up.
Yep.
Correct?
That's what they're doing.
And then getting America or, the whole world to believe what they're saying.
Exactly. It's just like this new case with Jolie. Have you seen that?
The one that's from Virginia.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know when you watched that interview, I know your skin was irking. I know it. Did you see that lady? They're lying. The news, they're just lying. They're just lying. No body is going to go to waste.
So you're saying that they all have connections to one thing, even though this one is in Virginia? Yeah,
no. No, I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay.
But I know one thing. A dead body that young is not going to go to waste. Do you understand me? It's not. We're talking about almost $300,000 for a liver. Nobody's body is going to go to waste. Nobody on this earth that dies, their body has just went to waste. They're taking everything they can. And that's why the kids are missing, because the kids' bodies are more valuable. But you have to understand this too. Just go back and look at what Teresa is doing. Okay, when Teresa was on the news, when it first happened, she had a black eye and she had a cast. It's like, who socked you in your eye? Who are you fighting? We have proof that Lenora is actually the aunt of Breonna Garrett. Breonna Garrett is in Indiana right now. We have proof. Andrew Holmes is from Indiana. Breonna Garrett was raped in March. That's where this started off. She was raped in March on Facebook Live. Breonna and Kenneka definitely know each other, but they look alike. They look alike. So basically what they did was they told Breonna, go to Indiana and hide out, and they told Kenneka, we're going to pay you, and we want you to take on the identity of Breonna. That's what they did. That's why they had the Crown Plaza. They had the kids. They made sure her clothes were pulled off, made sure her breasts were exposed to make it look like she was raped when she was laying in the freezer. Do you understand? That girl never froze to death. Nobody froze to death. Nobody froze to death.
And this has been happening way before now. So it didn't just start with Kenneka, is what you're saying. It started with people before Kenneka. That was just the one that changed.
They've been doing this for years. For years. You have to understand, when somebody dies, they have records on them. Why is Kenneka at the cremation place? We caught them. He said we only had Kenneka's possessions for about 15 seconds. Why is she there if she's laying in the casket? Why is she even there? Why is there two different caskets? Like, we're really looking into this. I promise you, if you sit down and watch Chosen King's videos, you're going to know what that lady did. There's literally 2 different caskets in the footage. It's really weird. It's weird how the pastor said she sacrificed her daughter. That's really weird too. How the lady hasn't came out and said anything. It doesn't take this long to settle in with a hotel that's that rich. Where is the lawsuit? Where is the settlement at? You haven't said anything about your daughter. Your daughter is laying here dead in 3 different positions, and you mean to tell me you haven't came out and said something? You're still talking about the camera on the fucking freezer? Do you understand? It doesn't make any sense.
With this one, just, because the whole thing, like you said, it is crazy, and if you don't dive into it, you don't understand it completely. So,
yeah.
With everything else, there's a lot of crime and stuff that goes on in Chicago. So the crime and stuff that goes on there, do you feel like that's all tied in to the same thing as well?
I know for a fact that it's all tied in because you have to remember this is what freaked me out. When we pulled up records on the cremation place that Kenneka was cremated at before she was beat to death by her mom, there's actually, the sign on the side of the building. What they're doing is they're fronting it as a flower shop, but it's not a flower shop. The creepy shit happens through the back, through the back. And, it actually says the year that since how long they've been in business. It said 1970 something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So that's what I'm saying. Like they've always said Chicago had the highest death rate. The reason why they have the highest death rate is because they're just simply snatching bodies up out there.
But why do you think they're just doing it from Chicago and nowhere else? Why Chicago and no other place?
I wouldn't say that they're not doing it anywhere else. That's the problem. I wouldn't say they're not doing it anywhere else, but what I'm saying is the officers and the activists in Chicago, they have taken this to another level.
Okay.
To another level. Think about it. See, because when you get greedy, that's when the devil, when God catches you, when you get really greedy. You know they could have killed those girls and not said anything to anybody, right? They were greedy. They're like, no, we're going to get money off of Kenneka's whole body. We're going to get money off of a few of Antonia's organs that are still good. And we're going to get money off of being a grieving family. And we're going to get money off of how fixated people are watching this girl walk through these hallways, watching people disappear and reappear, and no one is saying anything. That's enough to drive anyone crazy. So it was just all a scheme. The whole thing was just, let's not do anything evil and wicked, but let's take it to another level. Let's celebrate how evil we are. We're going to move her arm knowing she's dead. You know you can't do that. You can't touch a dead body in a crime scene. I don't understand why everyone's overlooking that. How is this girl laying down, face down, in one photo, and on the next photo, her arm is up? How? When she's dead. So you mean to tell me you're a mother and you're not going to mention the fact that your daughter's moving positions? Why is somebody touching my daughter's body? You're not going to say that? She's guilty. She's guilty. You know? Now, it's going to take you a long time to watch shows and stuff, but just simple stuff like that is a red flag. I mean, what the hell? Like, do you understand? It's right in your face. You just got to look. You just got to pay attention.
So what about, you said that Kenneka's mother beat her to death?
Let me tell you something. Kenneka was beat to death by more than one person. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you that right now. And you also have to remember, we're dealing with some satanic people. You know what I mean? We're dealing with Masons. We're dealing with, go and look at Teresa Martin's Facebook. I can't because she blocked me. But if you look at her Facebook, her birthday party, she has all these kids standing around throwing up Mason. Teresa's a Mason. Teresa is a Mason. These are some wicked, wicked, wicked people. So it's not just, I just wish you would have watched. I just wish you would have watched, you know. And I do believe you can still catch up. But just what I'm trying to focus on right now is the obvious stuff. That's what I'm trying to focus on.
Okay.
The obvious stuff. Where is the settle? Where is the lawsuit? The autopsy. You know what I mean? Like everything. The autopsy said that she died from hypothermia.
Correct.
Nobody froze to death. That girl, Antonia, laying in that freezer, why is there a guy carrying a wig downstairs? We got footage of him carrying the wig. That's on her head. But Teresa, as far as Teresa, Kenneka was killed at that crematory place. And it was like literally like a ritual. What they've done, it's like a ritual. Why do you think more than one girl had to die? She died on the 6th. She died on the 6th. And then they have the reenactment on the 9th. Teresa, Monifa, and probably about 2 men beat Kenneka to death that night. But this whole story is fake. This whole story is fake. Did you see the difference between... Okay, did you see the scene in the kitchen where she's walking towards the freezer and then when they came out with the 72-hour footage, did you see the guy standing in the back of the kitchen that wasn't there before? Did you see that? I mean, I'm not talking about no shadow. I'm talking about...
I've seen where people have said that there's somebody back there. I haven't seen it personally myself.
Okay, so you got people still chasing shadows, but this is what I'm saying. There's literally, and I don't mean a shadow, I don't mean I think I see something. I mean literally a dude standing there, and you can tell it's staged. You know, it's fake. Like, it's like, okay, the footage in the news, nobody's in the kitchen when she's walking. And then all of a sudden, when they release the 72-hour footage, there's a guy standing there watching her go to the back. So you mean to tell me you've edited? This is on Rosemont's website. It's on Rosemont's website. Rosemont put this out. There's a dude standing in the back of the kitchen, and on the news, there's not a dude standing in the back of the kitchen. Do you understand? They think this is a joke, y'all. I'm trying to get y'all to understand. They think this is a joke. I'm going to ask you another question. Did you hear Teresa say she had a ticket for the 6th in her car? Did you hear her say that?
No, not me personally.
Okay. On the 911 call, when she calls and says, look, I was laying in bed, I got a call from my daughter's friends, blah, 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 she said, oh, she's looking at the ticket. Oh, yeah, they brought my car back. Oh, this ticket is for the 6th. She said, this ticket is for the 6th. My daughter wasn't here on the 6th. She said that. Why would you have a ticket for the 6th if your daughter was there on the 9th? And another question. Why would you need an actress if she's alive? You know why they needed an actress? Because Kenneka was already dead. When Monifa's in that mirror by the bathroom and they're laughing, you know, when Kenneka and Monifa's in, Kenneka's hair is long, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's not Kenneka. Do you understand me? Go back, sweetie. Go back and look. Go back. I want you to open that picture of Kenneka standing in that bathroom with Monifa, and I want you to pull up a real picture of Dimples. That's not her. They don't even look alike at all. So that girl that night that was supposed to be there that night, that was an actress. She just got paid to walk the hallways. So if Monifa is standing next to her, that means that Monifa knows that Kenneka is dead. That's what that means. Everything is in your face. All you got to do is go look. That means the mom has to be one of the killers. She has to be. Because you're walking around telling everybody that was your daughter, and it wasn't. Why would you lie? This was a ritual. These people are not playing when it comes to these sacrifices. The girl that died that night when those kids were there is Antonia Evans, and Kenneka died on the 6th. At that funeral, when they put that casket in that ground, saying, rest in peace, Kenneka, Kenneka is not in there. And they know she's not in there. All you got to do is look at everything. Kenneka has the dimples. Just remember that. Kenneka has the dimples. That's why there's so many lookalikes, because they've been planning this since March, and they did everything via social media. Kenneka's real Facebook, we will never see it. Do you understand? We will never see it. She was playing two parts. She was playing two parts. She knew they were going to kill Antonia. She knew they were going to kill Antonia. So she knew she was going to go to the Crown Plaza and play a part, but she didn't know they were going to take her out in the midst of it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you have facts to prove all of this.
Everything. Everything.
Like, anybody can ask you anything, and you have
anybody
100%
can ask me
facts.
Anything.
Now, a lot of people said that you were doing this because of your music.
Mm-hmm.
And that you're trying to promote yourself.
Yes.
Was it ever about that?
No. And I'm going to say this much. This is where I went back and forth with this, because I said, wow, okay, I've been posting my music for 16 years. I don't want people to think I'm doing this for that. So am I supposed to stop promoting my music? And I told myself, I said, nope. I was like, nope. Now, as far as you guys, you have to understand, I've been trying to get that many people to know who I am for years. Mm-hmm. Why didn't I post my music under the viral video? How come I never made a comment about my music under that viral video? How come I never sent you guys a song? You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't going to punish myself and say, I'm going to stop posting my music on my page, but I did not take advantage of the situation and say anything about my music to you guys. I didn't. Correct. And you guys know that.
You didn't. Correct, you didn't. Not at all.
Okay. Yeah, so if they go to my page and they just happen to see that I'm doing what I've been doing since I was 2, that's not my fault. But I really do care about this story. I really do care about this story. And for me, I can't let this go. Somebody got to go down for this. I'm sorry. I know what they did to these girls.
Now, one last thing before we end this. The information that you have, and you said you have facts and everything for it, who are you giving this information to? Are you going to the cops to give them this information? Like, who are you trying to let know about this?
Yeah. So what the Justice League is doing, what the Justice League is doing is they're putting a packet together. Okay? They're putting together a packet of all the evidence. And yes, we are going to take it. We want it to be to the point to where it's undeniable. This is undeniable. This lady is guilty as all outdoors. So that's what the Justice League is doing. Chosen is putting together all this evidence, and we will go to somebody about this. The question is, who do you go to when everyone's so corrupt in Chicago? That's the problem. The people that you're supposed to go to for stuff like this are the people that's doing it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the issue. But I'm going to just send you, if her hopping around, if a dead girl hopping around a freezer isn't enough evidence, and a mom not coming out and bringing that up is not enough, what should be enough is when I send you these side-by-side photos of the girl in the bathroom. And Kenneka, that's just not her. It's just not. It's just not. That would make everybody in there guilty, because there's a girl in there playing Kenneka. You're standing next to Kenneka, acting like you're at a party with Kenneka, and it's just not her. They just thought everybody was going to say, okay, whatever, and forget about this. They didn't think everyone was going to look into it.
And you're saying it's a whole actress.
That is an actress. You're going to know when we get off the phone. See, and this is the thing. It's really complicated. That's why right now I'm just telling you the obvious shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you the obvious stuff. That lady killed her. She killed her, and she knows exactly what happened to her. And think about this. You know Teresa would have already tried to sue Chosen, right? If his information was false, she would have sued him for defamation of character already. There's a reason why she can't do that. Because if you get one of those people, if you get one of us in court, it's too much evidence. You can't take us to court. You can't. So I just want you to look at the obvious, and it's not hard to tell that Monifa, Shamaya, Lenora, Teresa, Andrew Holmes, all them, they're in on this. Everybody's lying. The police is lying. The police were fake. The police were fake. Everything was fake that night. They literally had these kids come into that hotel, gave them pizza and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is fake. It's not real. And I would love to. I'm going to keep posting as much as I can.
Now, is there anything else you would like anybody else, would you like people to know before we end this? Like, anything else?
I want you guys to make sure that if you care about this case, I want you guys to make sure that you spread the word of what has happened to these girls. You know, don't worry about how many views you get, because what happens is what's in the dark comes to light. And if nobody is saying anything, we can't change anything. They're snatching up these kids. So I just want everyone to know, please, and you need to tune in to Chosen King. He's the truth. He's the only person on, and this is how you know we got him. I'm gonna tell you how you know we got him. We're the only people they're responding to. You don't realize that? We're the only people that Teresa and them is responding to. We're the only people that's getting threatened. We're the only people. We're also the only people that know that Teresa's guilty. Everybody on YouTube is still looking at shadows in the fucking hallway, bro. We're the only ones that got the truth. So Chosen King 2, they keep shutting his channels down. You know that, right? He's on Chosen King 5. If we're lying, why are you shutting our channels down and nobody else's channels? Chosen King 2, 3, 4, and 5. Tune in, you guys. Tune in. Start from the beginning. Start from the beginning. Go back to the beginning. And I bet you money, you will know without a doubt that lady is guilty. I promise you.
Now, you said they're threatening y'all. How are they threatening y'all?
Oh,
or
man.
responding to y'all in any other kind of way?
Man, well, you know, Teresa, she's not able to hit me up and threaten me. She can't do that because she knows I'll put her on blast. So what she does is she goes and she gets her little helpers. Now, as far as Chosen, Teresa has already responded to Chosen directly. You understand? Mm-hmm. Teresa on her Facebook, she has already responded to Chosen. I don't understand why it's 100,000 people doing videos on your daughter and we're the only people that you've responded to. Because we're the only people that have the truth. You guys got to tune in. I'm telling you, tune in. Sit down. Go to Chosen King's channel. Sit down. Get you a big, giant cup of tea and sip. And I bet you will know that lady is guilty. You guys will know without a doubt. There's no question about it. There's just not. There's no question about it.
This is just a lot of stuff to take in at one time. I want to actually thank you for taking your time and actually explaining and letting us know exactly, you know, point for point, word for word, how you felt and the things that you knew and how you knew what you knew.
No problem. And like I said, when Chosen pulls up those receipts on that autopsy and all that stuff and the crematory people, when he pulls up those receipts, I want y'all to pick up your phone and call them. Call the number. It's real. It's real. When Richard Hagan, the guy that's over missing people in Chicago, is sitting here telling this woman that her daughter is alive but just doesn't want to speak to them, we have all that on tape. The sister, we done called the sister. She over here saying Antonia is alive. The mom is over here saying she's dead. That's what I'm saying. It's not how do you know that she's guilty. It's how do you not know. You know what I'm saying? So just sit down and sip the tea and spread the word, you guys.
All right. Well, I want to once again thank you for everything, and you just keep us up to date on any information that you want to let us know about the whole case or anything else. We're here to be the voice for you, and let everybody know.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Let's put a smile on someone's face. Let's change this. We got to change this. We got to stop. You know, got to stop.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
No problem. You have a great day.
You too.